Welcome back to Math Jamboree, the Math SAT Math students. Today we are diving into the world of absolute value. Whether you're a beginner or looking to brush up on your skills, this video has got you covered. So, what exactly is absolute value? The absolute value is a distance on a number line from zero, how far a number on a number line from zero. Simply put, it's the distance a number is from a zero on the number line. But let's break it down further. Here is the symbol of absolute value. In this question, we have if absolute value of 4x minus 4 is equal to 112, for instance. So this is how we denote it with the two vertical bars. The absolute value is the non-negative value of that number without considering its sign. For example, the absolute value of -5 is positive 5. The absolute value of 5 is also positive 5 because the distance cannot be 0. Imagine you're standing at a point 0 on a number line. If you take a step to the left, you are moving into the negative direction. If you take a step to the right, you're moving into the positive direction. The absolute value is like measuring the distance from where you are to the starting point, regardless of the direction you moved. Now that we understand the concept, let's explore some common operations involving the absolute value. And I would like to show you some SAT type absolute value questions. If absolute value of 4x minus 4 is equal to 112, what is the positive value of x minus 1? So to solve this equation, technically, there are two answer for this absolute value. One is the positive value, one is the negative value. So technically 4x minus 4 will be equal to 112, or we would say, let's write the other one in a different color. 4x minus 4 is equal to 112. To solve this equation, technically we're going to add 4 to each side of the equation, and this will become 4x equals 116. And you will divide each sides by 4. So you can go ahead and divide 116 by your calculator if you like, because you know that you're allowed to use your calculator during the exam, or you can just go ahead and divide 116 by 4 manually. So our value for x we found as 29, but these in the video I put this on the right side. The blue section is on the positive sides, but on the left side we're looking for the negative values. So let's add our negative value to the 112. So we have two values. One is for the value of x is we have negative 29. The other one is positive 29. What is the positive value of x minus 1? So if you will just use negative 1 and 9 for the negative 29 for the x, then your answer will be negative 30. So you've been asked to find the positive value. Therefore, you're supposed to use this 29. So we'll take away 29 minus 1. And then because to find the value of x minus 1, we just substituted 29 for x. Our value will be 28 for this question. I have some other type of absolute value questions similar to digital SAT math format. You might face into these problems. So let's move on to the next one. If 2 is less than x, that is less than 3, then simply 3x plus is 3 absolute value of 3x plus x minus 3 plus x minus 2 plus the absolute value of negative 4x. What are these values? So let's determine how are we going to approach for the solution for this problem. Actually, technically, the value of x is between 2 and 3. So you need to determine the values of each absolute value, whether they're positive or negative. Imagine, let's say it's 2.5. If you multiply 3 by 2.5, you'll get 7.5, which is positive number. Then, so we're just gonna leave a positive sign underneath the absolute value. X minus 3, if you will just put 2.5, this is going to be negative, so this will be negative. If you will put 2.5 minus 2, that is positive, and negative 4x, if I put 2.5 to that, it is negative 10, which makes negative inside. So how is this going to come out? You need to remember that. If, let me show you the rule, absolute value of x. If x is greater than 0, this is equal to x. But for the absolute value of x, if it is x is less than 0, inside is negative, then x comes out of the absolute value by taking a negative sign in front of it. So here, positive 3x, we'll just take it out as 3x. And inside, for the second one, this is negative, so we have to have a negative in front. The absolute value, x minus 3. And this is positive. I'll just put as x minus 2. This one is also negative, so it needs to come out of as negative. But there is also negative inside, so I have to put it in parentheses to calculate it. So there will be 3x minus x plus 3. If you will distribute this negative sign to inside, this will be x minus 2, and we will distribute this negative sign now inside of the parentheses. That becomes positive 4x. So let's combine the like terms. We have x, 4x is here. 3x minus 1x is 2x, plus 1 is 3x, and 3x plus 4 is 7x is 7x. 3 minus 2 will just give you 1. So the value you were looking for is 7x plus 1. I'm going to move on to the next question. So there you go. We have now this question. If the absolute value of 2x minus 4 plus absolute value of y minus 3 plus absolute value of z plus 1 is equal to 0, find x, y, and z. So technically, you're required to find the value of each variables. So when you sum, there is a sum in here. When you add 3 absolute value, if you ended up finding 0 for the result, that means each of these absolute value must be equal to 0. So if you will say 2x minus 4 is equal to 0, 2x will be 4, and x will be 2. Y minus 3 is equal to 0. Y is 3 then. Z plus 1 is equal to 0. And take away 1 from each side. Let me show you the step on for this one. And z will be negative 1. So these are the values of the variables. Easy question. Let's move on to the next one. In this one, we have absolute value equation to solve. So absolute value of 5x minus 15 plus absolute value of 3x minus 9 is equal to 16. So what is the value of x? For this one, this is a different type of question that you need to see a common thing. So we can take, oops, sorry about that. Let me fix this pen. I select the wrong one. So this is 5 will be coming out of the absolute value, and we will have x minus 3 and the absolute value. Plus, 3 will be outside of the absolute value, 3 in the common, in 3x and minus 9. So this will become x minus 3 is equal to 16. So now do we see the pattern? So we have same variables, 5 of them plus 3 of them. So when you add them, there will be 8 of them. 8 of what? 8 times absolute value of x minus 3 is equal to 16. To get the x by itself, we will divide both sides by 8 because they multiplied the equation on the left side. 8, we just did the inverse operation. And let me change the color. So the absolute, therefore, this will be absolute value of x minus 3 is equal to 2. And so in this case, we will say absolute value of, so x minus 3 can be equal to 2, or for the negative value, x minus 3 can be equal to negative 2. So to solve this, we will just add 3 to each sides. So the first value of x is 5. And for the other one, I'm gonna add 3 again. So these are gone. X will be negative 2 plus 3 is positive 1. So you have two values for the x, 1 and 5. If you've been asked what is the greatest value of x, you would select 5. If you would have been asked what is the least value of x, then you would select 1. Let me see. Yeah, we have another one. This is the last question I have in this video. Feel free to pause the video and give it a try to solve it on your own. And you can check the solution afterwards if you like. All right, I assume you paused the video and you did give it a try and you got the right answer. So again, we're just gonna take the common factor out in front of the absolute value. This will become 3 plus 18 and 6. You see that we have 6 in there. This time it is 3 minus 3 minus, this will be 3 minus x. We will just take it out. And this will be equal to 2. Let me tell you one thing about absolute value. Absolute x minus 1, absolute value of x minus 1 will be always equal to 1 minus x. Because it doesn't matter. Let's say you give 2 to x. This is 2 minus 1, which is 1. If you will give this 2, 1 minus 2 is negative 1. Absolute value of negative 1 is also 1. 1 is equal to 1. Because of that, we can also say that these two guys are, again, the same thing. We can just go ahead and pick one of them. Let's say I'll go with x minus 3. So 4 plus 6 absolute value of x minus 3 will make 10 times absolute value of x minus 3 will be equal to 20. Let's divide both sides by 10. So then the result will be x minus 3, the absolute value of x minus 3 equal to 2. So then again, same thing. Remember, we had similar type. X minus 3 will be equal to 2, or x minus 3, let me write that with a different color. X minus 3 will be equal to negative 2. Add 3 to each sides of the equations. Same thing. So this will become x will be here 5. In this case, x will be equal to positive 1. Thank you for watching the Math Jamboree. I wish you good luck with your exams and SAT test as well. Hope to see you around. Have a good one.